Kia ora everyone. Thank you for having me at the 2021 edition of Link Symposium. My name is George and I'm a senior lecturer in communication design here at AUT New Zealand. Um, Analog materials are fundamental for my research. I collect printed matter that presents the privileged white so-called masculine body, and as part of my practice I tear, I cut, rip, fold, crumple, print, weave, or even glue together images of this masculine performance and the male body to unmask and in a way and reveal its fragility. Um, while I was tackling my initial subject of these masculine presentations during my research, I realized that I had to peel the layers embedded on this, what I call the polyphonic corporeal object and its veneers, laid down by centuries of ocular and communication technologies, including print and video. But during the first New Zealand lockdown last year in 2020, I had limited access to my personal studio and new collage material. So, as a result, my attention shifted. It shifted to the leftovers, which otherwise ended up in the recycle bin. But the interesting thing was that these discarded pieces illustrated gendered language. The words used um, were very, very much targeted to the male audience. I mean, these leftovers, in a way, endorsed muscle, endorsed size, competing um, to become bigger. It endorsed violence, and whatever you expect from the fiction, the advertisement, or even the revealing pages of printed materials that promote, in a way, maleness or that manhood. For example, like film animals or Hollywood-related books, books on mythology, muscle magazines. So I started compiling these devices, graphic devices and words, and putting them onto these hardcovers. Of course, I mean, I shouldn't forget saying here that many of my materials include pornographic materials as well because they fetishize that muscular privileged body as well. But slowly, as time got through, by mid 2020, my project crystallized, um, and it reduced itself into these collages on these hardcovers. Um, but to give it a time limit, I like to create time limits for myself here. I decided to make 90 of them. So I decided to make 90 collages. The other thing I wanted to point out here is that apart from the new material that I'm growing on these covers, these books, these 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 objects have got their own stories to tell. Of course, some of these were donated. Um, Many of them from reclaimed from opportunity shops or recycle shops, and others were withdrawn from personal public libraries or even university libraries. They might have been like second copies or worn out copies, or there was a new edition. But almost all the book covers in this project have a story imprinted on both sides of them. Um, these marks, in a way, reveal their origin, recount their lives, and relay the strain that they had to endure from countless readers, and of course myself, as you can see, as I was ripping through them. Um, by considering these collages only as framed objects on a wall, for me, it reduced them into a single-sided work. Um, After all, I mean, these objects have a story to tell about a visual culture, not only consumed by desire, but a material one at the same time. And for that reason, I wanted to showcase these collaged works from front and from back as well, from the front side and from the back side as well. And this way it led me into that fold out format. I wanted to compile them so that you would be able to appreciate these works from both sides. So this way, when you flip the book around, you'll be able to see the work from both sides and have an understanding of the ground and the materiality of these works and what they represent, and of course, where they come from. So, in a way, this concertina fold out, of course, this is a preliminary concept at the moment. I wanted it to print in a limited edition of 300, and I wanted I wanted it to present these collages in full glory, front and back, top to bottom. Yeah, the thing is, by putting them into a book format, these books are now will be brought back to life and resurrected. If you think about it, these books were decommissioned or excluded from the library shelves because they were old, they were dated, they were used, but now, in a way, they are demanding a rereading and a reconfiguration of meaning. And I say they're aching to go back to the library shelf and to re-enter circulation. Um, at the moment, this project is approximately at 65%. I mean, bearing lockdowns here in Auckland on and off and access to my studio, I've completed so far 60 out of these 90 collages, and I have an estimated, well, I'm estimating the finish date by the first half of 2022, which is next year. Of course, you're welcome to follow the rest of this, the progress of my progress on Instagram. And at the same time I've dedicated a website for this as well on hardworkingcovers.com, which will come at the end of this presentation. I wanted to finish here with some photos of my personal studio and to show you the environment I work in. Yeah, and I'm hoping that when this presentation is, when this recorded presentation is over, there will be a bit of time for questions. I mean, this is a pretty messy space that I work in. This is, of course, my personal studio, but I think that that messiness for me sparks creation. Thank you for having me around, and thank you for the committee on Link 2021, and see you later for questions. Kia ora.